Previously on Yorick to Diamond. The journey starts as our young gravedigger sets out on a quest to achieve the elusive diamond rank. It was all looking like an easy start, as he knew he could win the promotional game with no issues.
I was fairly confident. I thought the placements would be a breeze. I'm just gonna win lane and win game.
However, his cockiness got the best of him, as he lost his first one in a disastrous fashion. This loss has somewhat humbled him, and now he knows he must take this seriously. In the end, he finished the promo 6-4 and was placed in silver. Can he make it past silver? Find out today!
So it's our first game in silver and we're laning against Riven. This is meant to be a skill matchup, but of course there's a big skill difference. I was planning to play aggressive in the early game, but Lee Sin wanted to do a level 2 gank, so I decided to bait her in. Of course she did a full Q combo on me and there was nowhere else to go, so that was a free kill. A few seconds later, the Lee Sin decided to invade the Malphite's blue. He lost a 1v1 pretty hard, so I went to help him out. But he was too low and the Riven was really close by, so she picked up a free kill. She also picked up the red buff, which was fine, because I knew very soon it was going to be mine. A minute later, Riven decided to do a full combo on me, which was a huge mistake. I had 4 ghouls that could be activated right next to me, and a huge minion wave closing in right next to tower. So she wasn't really going to win the all in. I'm guessing the red buff made her feel invincible. And of course, as I prophesized, the red buff was mine. This kill was pretty funny. So I missed my E initially and she had a Q combo up, so she should have got away once I boxed her, but she failed really badly. So she was still on the edge of my W and that just allowed me to get the kill. So I was spectating bot whilst I was resetting, and I realised the Malphite was going really deep into the gank. So I knew the bot lane was fully committed, and as soon as I saw the Blitzcrank grab Malphite, I TP'd in. This distracted the enemy bot lane, because now there was tunnel vision on my TP, which allowed us to pick off Malphite. So we're back in lane and I got the Riven very low, so I was looking for the solo dive, which could be risky. Big shout out to Lee Sin, because he saw the opportunity to dive as well, which surprised me because I didn't even ping him, and I thought silver players literally have no awareness. So the dive was made a lot easier because of him, and it was a free kill. 11 minutes in game and I found another opportunity to kill Riven. I used my Ghost Blade active and flash to make sure I was in the right range to use W. It was pretty risky because I took a few tower shots, but I saw a low Riven and a kill, and you can't say no to that. So I got the first tower and I went straight into the enemy jungle. This is a very good tip I'd like to get across, but if you have full prio and you are pretty fed, take everything the enemy has, and that's including the jungle camps, which give a lot of XP and gold. After clearing the Malphite's Grump and Wolf, which denied him XP as well, I saw a free opportunity to gank mid. The Vayne was pretty overextended, but I'm guessing she wasn't expecting the gank from the Yorick in her blue side, so that was a pretty free kill. So I saw a 2v2 fight going on bot, and there was a good ward placed for me to TP in, so I went in. The Ezreal did die, but I managed to pick up the double kill in the end. I could have got Vel'Koz as well, but I needed my Veigar to move. We could cut his XF from both sides and get the kill, but Veigar stayed mid and kept on farming. So a minute later I went back to lane to 1v1 the Riven. She still had ult and flash, which meant she had the potential to outplay me. But of course I'm not going to let a silver outplay me, so I used my W, carried around it, landed my E's and killed her. So a few minutes have passed. I picked up a kill on Malphite earlier in the jungle, and I was really fed, so I decided to push down top. If you look on the map, you can see 3 enemies pop up. Riven is dead and Vel'Koz is probably in base somewhere. So the split push was basically free, and I knew I could get an inhib out of this. Vel'Koz did try to defend the tower, but he was pretty useless to me and I could just ignore him. In fact, he was getting a bit too aggressive, so I decided to all in him and he just flashed away. Riven does come back, but she's even more useless. One grasp Q managed to half health her and she was pretty much out of it. I could have got the inhib and walked away, but they tried to attack my maiden, and I wasn't going to let that happen. So Riven dies, my maiden survives, I get the inhib and I get away. The team also did a good job of stopping the ports. Even though some died, it was a great sacrifice. So I'm in the enemy jungle sucking everything up like I said before, and I see a free Lux, so I decided to go in for the kill. Malphite lands a nice 3-man ult with Vel'Koz ulting after. On top of that, Riven got the knock up and her ult off, so that was a good team synergy from them. Unfortunately, I was so ahead, it didn't matter what they did and I just cleaned them up after. After seeing that, you probably know the game was a massacre, so I just continuously killed everyone and basically ended the game. Malfoy tried to deny me my 20th kill, but I forced it down his throat. After that game, I only got 2 honours, which made me a bit salty. In the second game, I was against Jarvan, and there wasn't really much to talk about in this game. After this little play here where Jax comes in and KS's my kill, there wasn't really much going on. Jarvan was just sitting back on his tower the whole time, and he even let me take the first tower. Now, these type of games can happen, and if you can't really snowball in your lane, you have to go around the map. So I picked up Herald for Jax, pushed in the wave and went to get some kills. Then we took down some towers, and then 8 minutes later we got Baron, and basically ran it down at the end of the game. It was a pretty straightforward game and boring, thanks to Jarvan. So for this game we're facing Lucian, so it should be a relatively easy matchup, as long as I can land my E and I don't die in the early game. And if the enemy laner is inexperienced against Yorick, it should be a really easy matchup. And this one probably was, because he used his dash before I used my W, so he was trapped pretty easily and I got an easy kill. And if they choose not to use the dash or escape, just keep on attacking them. You don't need to use a W unless it's a Riven, since you get nice movement speed and they get slowed, so you can keep attacking them and get a nice trade off. He then made a mistake of staying behind when he was in flash Q range, and I went ahead and did the deed. 3 minutes later I went ahead and did a risky dive. He probably thought he was safe since we were similar health, but I had grasp that was ready to be procced and 4 ghouls lying around, so I thought why not. A minute later I picked up another easy kill, and at this point I knew the game was pretty much over. So Lucian refused to come to lane, and I took everything from topside jungle to 2 towers, and at this point he was at a massive 4 level disadvantage, so I decided to TP and get the other lanes ahead. Rengar was an easy kill since he burnt his flash on Draven. I wasted my flash on Anivia, but that's okay since I still got the kill. And Vel'Koz overstayed, so we took him out. After that I got a Herald and we all ran it down mid to get an inhib. Then did a quick reset, went bot, took the inhib and ended the game. So I was against a Garen this game. Overall a Garen lane is pretty easy. You just have to avoid his early game and his level 1 Q. Also make sure you don't get hit by his grasp Q, because that can do a lot of damage to you. But if you manage to reach level 6 without dying and having similar CS, the lane is pretty much won. And that's exactly what I did. As you can see, with the help of Maiden you can out damage him and out heal him. You can also proc more grasp procs, so you overall win the all in. A few minutes later I found another chance to kill Garen. He was pretty low and he used his Q in the minion, so this was a perfect time to all in. And there's something I'd like to express to my Silver brothers out there. Try and take advantage of the enemy's cooldown. So let's say Garen uses his main damage ability, his Q. That's the best time to go in and trade. This was kind of a cheesy bush strat, but it worked, and it usually works most of the time in every elo, to be honest. A good streamer I usually watch, Good Formidable One, does this with Nocturne. He even does it in Challenger, so it works in every elo. Just stay in bushes at the most randomest time. Like, they'll expect you to reset after getting a tower, but I decided to stay and kill him. After that I was a pretty big boy, so I went hunting for Yi. Pretty funny, he thought he could kill me, but I had Maiden, I had 3 kills, and I had a Trinity Force with Ninja Tabby, so there was no chance. And I took his Grump as well, just to deny hit the XP and the gold. I already explained it earlier in the video, but make sure you take everything and deny everything from the jungler. Along with Yi getting XP and gold, it actually destroys their mentor as well. So I was going back to top lane to teach Yi another lesson, but I saw my team needed help, and team always comes first. It was also a better way to pad my KDA, and I picked up a nice triple kill in the end. So we got Baron and decided to siege down mid, and I was really impressed with my team engage here. Lux got a good binding along with Yumio and J4 engaging. This allowed me to get a double kill and then run it down and end the game. Also another thing I realised, silver players are not grateful when they get carried. So far in these games I only got 2 honours max, and this game I only got 1. So after winning basically every game in silver, my MMR has gone up. In this game I am currently silver 1 64 LP, and everyone in this game is basically gold, so I'm technically out of silver. So for our first unofficial gold game, I'm going to be laning against Jax. This is a hard matchup for Yorick because Jax can just E your goals and Q away when you wall him. You can also just ignore you and take out your Maiden, and in extended fights he wins, so it's basically a complete counter to Yorick. But this Jax was gold, so that was one thing going for me. The general rule I'll give in this matchup is you should slow push, the wave whilst having some goals in the back. So if he does go for all in, he's probably not going to win the trade. And sometimes when you have grass proc, use your Q and attack him. When you want to trade, land your E's and activate the goals. When he counter strikes, try to kite backwards. And if he Qs on you, that's perfect. You can just W and walk backwards. And once his counter strike is over, you just go and attack him. Here's one example of me doing it. Honestly, I think I could have killed him, but Shyvana came and ruined everything. But it's okay since we burnt his flash, so we have future attempts. Shyvana kept hovering the top side, which was pretty annoying since I really wanted to fight Jax. She eventually did back off, but you should always check the map just in case. And then I spotted this. She hit the vision thing, which gave vision to blue buff, and I knew she was going to attack. If I wasn't looking at the map, I wouldn't have seen that and she would have probably killed Twitch. But with me reacting quickly, we managed to get her. Unfortunately, I didn't get the kill. Twitch kinda KS'd, but it's okay. So I went to reset and got a phage. When I was TPing, I can see the intention in Jack's eyes. He really wanted to all on me, so I decided to kite backwards. So he just used everything on me right there. He even queued on me, so he stuck in the W. And he made a huge mistake because my wave was coming in. So after realizing what he's done, he tried to escape, but there's no escape from me, and I kept on attacking him until he died. So I pushed in the wave and I went to farm the grunt because I realized Twitch never comes topside. But Jax, he did a TP that really surprised me. Didn't expect a TP play like that from a gold player. But when that happens, most of the time you should follow through and TP. I arrived late to the situation, so I was at a disadvantage, but Shyvana basically gifted me a kill there. And then Jax greeted for Alistar, so I flashed over to save his life. Unfortunately, I was too late, but I still got a kill on Jax and it was all good. So 5 minutes later, we just got Dragon and we were looking for a big fight. Twitch basically got bursted in one go by Jax and Shyvana. But that was alright since he used all the cooldowns on him. And now I was still alive, so I can basically carry the team fight. And I picked up a nice double kill which propelled my lead. A few minutes later, Jax gets baited by my maiden. He did manage to take out the maiden, but we got his life, which was worth. And then Shyvana basically insta-kills Twitch again and I finish her off. After that, we do a little juggling around the inhib. Brand and Ezreal are defending it and they are pretty heavy poke champs. So it's pretty risky trying to attack the inhib, just ignoring them. So you have to make sure you have ghouls around so you can distract them. In the end, we were very close to getting it, but we didn't greed for it, which is good. You shouldn't greed for inhibs like that, because that's a good way to die and give them Baron. I was picking up kills here and there, but Twitch kept on dying and that was a problem. But then we got a big fight here which changed everything. Shyvana tried to engage me but completely failed, so I boxed her in and tried to kill her. And now Jax just jumped onto the AD with his EQ combo and I couldn't stop that. The best thing I can do here is E him with my 2 goals to slow him down and hopefully my AD kills him. Me and Maiden went ahead and 2v2'd the backline. We did some nice damage and I killed Brand with a flash Q. Ezreal had no E, so it was basically a walking duck and Jax somehow died to one of my goals. So that was a nice quadra kill I got there and basically a game changer on after that. So I pressed my advantage, took out 2 inhibs and took out the 3rd one eventually. We got Baron as well and everything was basically gone, so the game was pretty much over at this point. So for our last game, we were laning against Aurelio. This is one of the hardest matchups for Yorick, probably is the hardest to be honest. Because she can just one-shot Q your ghouls at every level, which shouldn't be a thing. But I got very lucky. For some reason the Vayne wanted to lane against me and I was gifted lane. So after that game I skipped gold promos and got gold straight away. So that means I got from silver to gold in one day. I did drop 2 games, which I feel like I shouldn't have, but you can't carry a team that does less damage than support an army. So that was my first time visiting silver since I first started the game, and I've got to say not much has changed. There are some improvements in macro play and warding, so that's a plus, but silver players have been pretty much the same over the years. Anyone that's hard silver watching this video, you can get out of it. You just need to know how to CS properly, when to go in and when to take advantage. And I suggest you pick Yorick because why not? So the next episode we're going to start from gold and probably try to get into plat. Today's video was slightly longer on a request of a viewer, so if you enjoy longer videos, let me know and I might make even longer videos. I also got this question from Reddit, and I told the guy I would answer it in this video, but I couldn't really find a chance to, so I'll make sure I'll answer in the next episode. And a big shout out to Aizakku Analysis. He was the voice behind the intro, and I think he did an incredible job. And he also uploads videos. He does all sorts of stuff, such as anime reviews, anime analysis, and he even does Sonic content. So feel free to check him out. Link will be in the description. If you are enjoying the series so far, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you want more knowledgeable content, and I'll see you next time.